Welcome to the Intuitive Teacup, my friends. These tarot readings are meant to motivate, empower, and inspire you. Please keep an open heart and an open mind as you watch these general readings, as some material will resonate and some might not. Do have faith it is serving someone out there, and take away only what resonates for you. Please release the rest. Feel free to book a personal reading with me if you would like something catered specifically to your inquiries and energy. That information is down below for you. You are responsible for all actions and decisions and the vibe that you bring to this channel. This is optional advice or guidance, and of course, you will always have free will. Check the box below for my social media links, the decks I use, and more information on this channel. Let's hop into your tarot reading. What's up, guys? Happy February. Happy to have you here at the Intuitive Teacup. Some very short announcements. It's Aquarius season, so I'm trying to be innovative and shake it up and do things differently. So we're going to do a different spread for your February monthlies. It will include love and money, as well as some other things too, using Black Moon astrology cards. This is such a cool deck. Really excited to share it with you. I did promise you earlier I was going to start using love oracles in your readings. So what we're going to do, rather than doing it in February monthlies, this is going to be a separate reading for Valentine's Day, very focused on love and romance and relationships. So look forward to that probably the next time around. Last but not least, I did my first deck review, and I'm so excited to share it with you. So far, the reception has been pretty positive, so I'm looking to make that a monthly thing. Every month, I'll review a new deck so you can get a look at the cards and preview it, see if it's something you're interested in. And if not, that's okay. There will always be a collective reading at the end of those deck reviews with timestamps. So if you want to hop right to the end of that video, you can see if there's anything for you in that collective reading. The last one I did was called the Triple Goddess Tarot Deck Review, so welcoming you and encouraging you to check that out. Other than that, let's hop into your February monthly tarot reading. What's up, Leo gang? Happy February. Ooh, cards popping already. Knight of Wands. Ooh, fire signs maybe? Fire and fire, Aries, Leo, Sag. Anyway, what's up? We are going to talk about your love life. We're going to talk about your mental plane, your mental energy, what you should be putting your mind into in the month of February. We're going to be talking about earth matters, so your stability, your job, your money, and then we are going to wrap it up with what you should be moving towards and taking action on. So let's do it. Let's tap into Leo's energy. Let's start off with romance or messages of love. It doesn't have to be, you know, sexual romance, but let's be honest. We'll see what we get. Tell me about Leo's love life in the month of February, please. All right, so Six of Pentacles. Make sure that if you're given, whatever you're giving out, you should be getting back in some form, more or less. It's not a good time for you to be participating in very one-sided relationships. It seems like some of you are getting, I don't know if it's bored or lonely, but the thing is, it's probably because I don't know if it feels like your person is at an emotional distance, or quite literally they need to travel to come see you. What's the deal here? But you're holding out for them because you love this person, or you're feeling the feels for them anyway, but it feels like you're at a point where there isn't reciprocity. And I'm almost getting it's not because you don't want there to be, and vice versa, but there's some reason or something blocking you guys, unless, of course, it is third-party energy. It's possible that you've fallen in love with someone who's married. If not, to be honest, Leo, that's not the main message coming through here, the whole third-party thing. I mean, for some of you, sure, you may be dealing with someone who's already committed to someone else, in which case that's the wedge. I'm not even going to, you know, dabble more into that because you already kind of know the deal there. For others of you, it just seems like there's a period of wait or delay, and the thing is, Leo, I'm kind of proud of you. Like, I want to give you like a high five and a pat on the back, because especially if this is new-ish, I see a story where in the past you guys sort of had wandering eyes because you were impatient or wanting things to speed up and you weren't getting it from that person. So you were like, well, I guess that's it. I guess they don't like me. Moving on. I actually see you realizing like, oh, this person's actually really good for me. And as much as I'm frustrated that I can't see them, when you do get to see them later on, like, it's definitely worth it. So here's the thing. I know this isn't the most sexy message, but it's actually really beautiful because it's being shown with Earth. So possibly an Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and also reciprocity that continue to grows in time in the long term. I mean, this looks pretty good to me, you know, male, female, whoever you're dealing with, right? But yeah, I guess if anything in February, it's saying expect that there may be I don't want to say a growing distance, because for some of you, it's just like this person had to go off and take care of their family, or they had to go off and, I don't know, like go on a job interview, and I don't know what it is. And especially if it's something new, Leo, I'll be honest, it could be that they're away for 2 weeks and you're just like, my life is over. This is the worst. Like, you, no offense, you may be over dramatizing this like distance between you guys. The thing is, I think you're going to get back together, and I think you're going to get what you're wanting or what you're hoping for. Yeah, you guys are very compatible, whoever this is. And this may actually end up being your long-term person, or whether you're looking for marriage or not, this may be someone who I like to say it this way, it's like you guys write the history books together. They make the history books with you in terms of your life cycle here on Earth, right? In this one lifetime, though I would argue we probably have many, they make the books. Like they make the mark on you, and it's something positive, right? It's not the one you write bad, sappy poetry about because they broke your heart. It's like, no, like whether this lasts romantically, you look at this person as what is the word I'm hearing? Platform, pinnacle, a very important person in the projection of your future. I hope that makes sense. I apologize, I'm not being very eloquent, but so you have a Capricorn and a Leo showing up. So certainly it could be the two of you. I wonder if my friend is watching. I know she's dealing with a Capricorn, so hey, that looks good. Yeah, you got strength with the Capricorn, and it's. I mean, granted, I am using the tarot of sexual magic, but this seems very sexually charged. So this is making a lot more sense now that I'm putting in context. But anyway, you're at a distance, right? Whatever that is, I think you guys will find creative ways to connect where you can, and I think it'll make it all the more sweet, all the more rewarding when you guys are able to get together again. And this could even be a circumstance where you guys took a break from each other, but it wasn't because there was a lot of, I hate you, I'm moving out, It was like something presented you guys with are we in or out? And I think there was a mutual decision, reciprocity, Six of Pentacles, of I like you, but it's not the right time. And again, there was a mutual like, yeah, I agree. So if that's your current scenario, but you're still kind of thinking about the person, as long as there's not a lot of bad blood, because flat out, there's not any bad blood here. Not really, not that I see. I think you guys are going to get together. And this could be with another Leo as well. If for that reason, the Capricorn card may be coming up because it is the devil. It can... I think it's cautioning you, watch your obsession, watch that you're not letting your emotions or it's your fire energy, Leo. It's your desire, your need to move things along relatively quickly. Don't let that be what breaks this relationship, what breaks this bond. You're being asked to practice patience, right? Again, I know it's not the most sexy message. So watch your addiction issues in terms of being addicted to this person. Watch your codependency. Be able to stand on your own 2 feet, but know that for most of you, this is going to come back around again and it looks real good. It looks real good, Leo. That's what I see. Again, if there is third-party involvement, that's really not the main message coming through here. If that's the case, Leo, you seem to be fighting with your current person, thinking about the Capricorn, or vice versa. It could be the Capricorn's tangled up with their person and they're thinking about you. Especially for same-sex partnership involving females, there seems to be more of a third-party thing going on there, if that makes sense. If there is third party, something about a Virgo may factor into this, or possibly a Sagittarius. But anyway, that's not the main story. So I'm sick of reading for third party stuff. Don't do it, right? Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about your mind. Let's talk about what you need to focus more of your mental energy on in the month of February for my Leos. You got a good love reading, Leo. Happy for you. Good for you guys. Valentine's Day, am I right? Busting out all the sexy lingerie. All right, what do we got for Leo? What do they need to delve into? Their mental energy. Ooh, that came right out. Interesting. Aries have this card as well. The Six of Swords. What was the word I used for them? It was something to do with your strength and your tenacity, your dedication to something. The 6 is a card of Aquarius, so for some of you, maybe I'm mentioning that because, yes, a timestamp of Aquarius season, maybe. You may also need to communicate something to an Aquarius, and for a lot of you, it actually feels like you want to stand on your own 2 feet. You're not wanting to lean on the support, financial support, emotional support of an Aquarius in your life, so that could be a relationship that you're thinking of exiting. It could go vice versa, but this is your reading, Leo. So for most of you, it feels like you're wanting to move away from an Aquarius. And again, that could be if you're living with your Aquarius mother. Do you understand what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be a romantic partner. You're wanting to distance yourself from Aquarius. Maybe it's a friendship that has run its course. Something like that. It seems like you're either putting putting more mental energy into thinking about your exit strategy, or having that possibly difficult discussion. But the thing is, it doesn't have to be difficult, and it's being relayed to me in the Six of Swords, which is like you're in the clear once you're kind of in that energy. So this would be something that is increasing, I want to say like positivity in your life. You're moving towards something that allows you a more beneficial headspace or possibly even environment. Six of Swords can be a card of travel. And interesting too that this came up in Aries reading, so I feel like it might be a repeat message, and I keep mentioning Aries, so hey, if that's your message, take it and run with it. Sometimes Six of Swords can be dealing with someone who has already passed on in our life, so you guys know I don't ever predict death, but if you have a loved one or a relative who is, in the spirit world, you could be focusing more energy in your communications, with something other than a person here in the 3D, if you are open to that, right? Sometimes that's a message that's coming through here, so especially someone who worked as a doctor or a nurse, or in like a medical building, or actually, I have to be honest, I'm actually hearing mental institution. So, don't mean to offend, but that's just the message that's coming out. So that could be a metaphor too. I don't know, but I literally heard that. So. A lot of you are gymnasts, or you're focusing on athletics or training or doing something. It really does have to do with your health. And so because this is coming up in like your mind or your mental sector, I would argue that one leads to the other. Taking good care of your body, it's good for your brain. It's good for sleeping better at night. It's almost like you're clearing out your system. Some of you may be reading up or doing research on... I'm sort of hearing extreme dieting or extreme exercising. I'm not necessarily advocating that. I'm just making you aware that I do see you doing some sort of research about the body and establishing better consistency in how you treat your body, especially your mind too. Some of you will be going to speak with a therapist. Again, about your, therapy, counseling in terms of your mental wellness. That's awesome. I highly encourage everyone to do that. Whether you think you need to or not, it's good to have someone as a sounding board, someone you can literally let your hair down with and be real and raw and vulnerable and not care that you need to impress them or say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing. Leo, you especially need that person in your life. So if you don't have someone you can completely unwind and be yourself with, you should seek that out. Maybe that's what you're researching, right? And I'm not saying for all of you it's a lie down on my couch, therapist type thing. You may be communicating with an old friend who's a good support system for you or something of the sort, right? Some of you are looking for houses, or you're, again, researching property or land, or I'm hearing the word management. Property management. And others of you are going to communicate about this makes sense, about like your taxes or your finances, going to seek, if it's not counseling in terms of your mental energy, it's getting information about your money and again, all your different bank accounts and taxes and that type of stuff. You're getting advice or guidance from a financial professional. Some of you may have a daughter who's moving in with you, or a stepchild. And there's some awkward or difficult conversation you have to have there. It's almost like not an ultimatum. What is the word? There's a negotiation process to allow this person to live with you. So this could be a best friend. This could be a sister, a distant relative. I think you will allow them to do that, but it's like, I don't know, something about this is like, the air energy, no bullshit. Like, here are the facts. If you're going to live with me, you need to pay rent a month in advance. Like, there's some very important, like, almost like deal breaker conversation of, it's ironic. It's like, if you're going to rest with me, if I'm going to support you through this difficult time, here's what I need from you. And like, I know this sounds crazy, but especially if this has to do with a parent-child dynamic, I'm literally getting you guys writing out a contract and signing it together. You're taking it very seriously, because here's what I get from this. This is a relationship that has the potential to take advantage of you if you don't set the ground rules in advance. So for all I know, this could be dating. And I think this contract, it's funny in the sense that this is like via family, and for most of you, I don't think it even has to do with your finances. It's about making sure the other person who this involves holds themselves accountable to follow through with the thing that they said they would. And it does have to do with, it may have to do with paying you out. It may have to do with paying rent or something like that. But I like this, and universe is, if this makes sense to any of my Leos out there, universe is acknowledging, yes, get it in writing, put it in ink, have them sign their name on the dotted line, because there needs to be a stick to your word on whatever this is. And for most of you, it has to do with family. It's a contract, but it's like it's like literally written in your handwriting in pen or pencil or crayon. Like, it's almost something kind of ridiculous of, it's like an IOU. That's how I would say it. Do you know how you used to write those as a kid? It's something kind of silly and adorable, but but at the same time though, it's like no bullshit. Like, this is a thing that we're doing. I don't know what that is, Leo, but it's making me laugh, and I guess universe is just saying, yeah, do it. What do you need to vocalize? What do you need to be more an advocate for yourself about? I would say your money and something to do with your home. Something you are joining, like a crafting group, or I'm actually seeing quilting and fabric and sewing. So you may just be communicating with someone in that group who maybe you guys are like best friends or something, or I don't know, you may be reaching out to groups of people with similar interests. Okay, this might be online. You may join some sort of group that you guys have like similar interests and hobbies, and there's just a lot of online social media communication of you guys like sharing pics of whatever you created or what you drew, what you sew, I don't know, there's like a mutual friendship group, Aquarius season, right? Of something to do with crafting. But I guess it seems positive. So again, small bits of confirmation for you guys. I was about to say small bits of emotion because I'm looking at the King of Cups. It's a similar group of spiritualists or creators, people who are very artistic and creative. Something about like a restaurant guide or maybe a recipe book. Some of you may be exchanging recipes online with, it seems like big, vast groups of your social network, or yeah, like I don't know what it is, sharing recipes or even something to do with like alcohol. I don't know if you're a bartender or like a mixologist. I can't believe I just came up with that word. Something about that. You may be talking about a partnership. Like if you're looking to go into a business with someone and that's kind of like what you're looking to do, there's going to be a lot of communication regarding that job or that person, and it's going to make you very happy. It's like you guys are drawn together by this similar interest. And that might not make sense now, but it will in the future in terms of a option for a very strong business collaboration. Yeah, anyway. Okay, let's talk about your money because we seem to be headed that direction anyway. I'll stick with this deck. What does Leo need to hear about their money in the month of February? What can I tell Leo about money? You need to go back and figure out the thing in the past with the person who took advantage of you. The person who took more of their piece of the pie, or the person who kind of cheated you out of what was owed to you. I'm actually seeing picketers. So this may have to do with like a government job or like I'm hearing riot. But what is that? Like union type stuff? Some of you are going to go back and revisit that because it has to do with your money. Five of Voices is the five of, again, voices, the idea of advocate for yourself. A lot of you are like, you may actually end up suing a company or a coworker or something about something transpired in the past that was not done correctly and it was a little bit shady. And I am sort of thinking that you were the one who suffered from it. You're going to like... I'm hearing like you're going to go back and sue the motherfucker. Like that's really what I'm getting. And obviously that's not everybody's story. Don't make it yours if that doesn't sound familiar to you. This has to do with returning to something from the past that I'm going to give you this, Leo. It's awkward. It's uncomfortable, but I think you are seeking justice on something that was quite clearly unjust. That's the first message coming out the gate. And look, you're going to come out on top. Look how cool that card is. That's you. That's the Leo card. Look at you riding in on the lion. There's something very powerful and courageous and bold about this card. So here's the thing. I think this is something you've been contemplating for a bit, but you haven't taken action on it. You taking action has a lot to do with using like literally your throat, your voice, your like literally cheering into, what do you call those? Like megaphone amplifiers. Like I see you picketing, or I don't want to say rioting because that sounds violent. It's not that, but it might be some sort of march or peaceful protest. And again, it has to do with money. So injustices regarding anything to do with your job or your money. I think you're doing it in a classy way. And again, this is a general reading, but most of you will see the reward and victory at this because it forces you out of the comfort zone to do something that you have to be very brave to do. And I have to be honest, Leo, you kind of are my brave signs of the zodiac. You guys are not typically one to be like shy little wallflowers, though I would argue some of you may have very strong Cancer in your chart, right? Whatever, whoever, it makes up your birth chart. You guys are doing something out of the comfort zone, but you see reward in it. Some of you are going to have a travel opportunity. It may even take you to a different country to work. And again, it puts you out of the comfort zone, but it seems like it would be a really good opportunity for you. It may even be something in Egypt. Something about I'm hearing that. Although that could be someone's, I know this sounds kind of odd, but that could be someone's name or the name of a company or something with like pyramids. I mean, the dollar bill, right? Something about the iconography, the logo of it, that's a confirmation or a clue for some of you out there. It could even be helping to do humanitarian efforts, bringing I don't know what this is, something about like medical, like medicine to disadvantaged peoples or disadvantaged groups, or possibly like third world countries or something like that. I know that's kind of like a very eccentric message, but Aquarius season, what a good time to do it. I know travel stuff is weird right now, so again, this might not be happening in February, but it's something you may be thinking about and working towards. You may be saving your money to take some sort of trip. And I mean, I suppose it could be a vacation. For most of you, though, this seems very job related. And you definitely have trepidations about it. You're kind of like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I think most of you are going to move forward with it. And I don't mean to I'm hearing overindulge. I'm not trying to like shoot for the moon and promise you everything, but this feels like it could be life-changing. Like it's going to be one of those things where after you do it, you're going to realize that you made it out to be this monster that it isn't. It's not as scary as you're anticipating. And I will say, whether this is a temporary move or a temporary project or possibly long-term, you might not even know it yet. It's going to be something where you're going to look back and be like, I'm so glad I did that. And it may involve going back to fix something, going back to fix a relationship with someone who you are on the outs with. There may have been an argument or a fight with Five of Voices. And again, it could be a coworker, a best friend. You guys are actually going to find peace in that dynamic. If it's romantic, I'm not necessarily getting that you guys are going to get back together romantically, but it's almost like decluttering your mind and the baggage that it's like holding on to grudges. The only person who suffers from that is you. So I don't even think you anticipate this. In fact, you may bump into this person in transit, like at the airport or at the bus station or something. In fact, it might be another Leo or an Earth sign, or again, an Aquarius. There's something about you guys mend fences. And that message has come up a lot for a lot of my signs this time around. Tell me a little bit more about money. You're meant to soar above the rest. Some of you are going to take flight. So I don't know if you work in the travel industry, or are you do you fly planes? Something about take flight. And again, you're going to like an exotic place you've never been before. But for a lot of you, you're going to do it alone, and that's what scares the shit out of you. Don't fall back on codependency. Don't think you shouldn't go through with something just because you're always used to having your partner by your side. I'm not saying it's for the long term, but there is some sort of bold move where you take the lead, you take the charge, and the others follow suit. And I don't know, I just keep getting a message. It makes you guys kind of uncomfortable. There's also a message here too, again, something about liquor and alcohol sales. If you're spending too much money on booze, you should stop. Mostly and I'm not saying cut it off entirely, whatever, moderation. The other message though is that's something involving your work, like literally selling. In fact, you had grapes. Something about wine. What is that? What is that called? I'm hearing like fancy words like connoisseur, but there's a word for that. What is the wine thing? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Sommelier? Anyway, whatever. Something to do in terms of the sales of liquor or growing your own grapes or something about that will make sense to some of you out there. That's confirmation. There's money to be made there. And that might be with your Aries as well. Some of you lost a sibling, and I don't know what else to say other than you're all up in your feels about it, and rightfully so. This is a point where you're asking to be strong. or you're being asked to operate with strength. Okay, so a lot of you, this does feel like a sibling, and it doesn't have to be death. You guys know I don't predict death on my channel ever, right? But if you recently lost someone in your life, it seems like you guys are beating yourself up about it because you wish you had said something or you wish you had done something differently. And again, for some of you, this might be an ex. It's not that this person is like gone. It's just they're no longer in your life for some reason, and there's a lot of guilt. That's the main message coming through here. It's like, I should have said that, or I shouldn't have done that. Again, if you want to repair this relationship, you can, but it's like you have to take the initiative. You have to take the charge to open that door that we think is shut. And the fact that I'm even saying door, the door to spirituality, right? Door to another realm, even if this is a relative who has passed on, you have the ability to communicate with that relative if you want to, okay? I don't know what that has to do with your money, but it's coming up in kind of your money and material goods and possessions type thing. Save your money for a travel opportunity, because that's coming in for a lot of you. You do have a lot of energy indicating boredom, waiting for things to pick up. They will. In fact, I think they will quickly, but not in the month of February, so get ready. February for you, Leo, is about maintaining and looking towards the future, planning, especially financially for your future. There's a travel opportunity coming in. Right now, it's almost like take good care of your body, which that really is earth energy too, and to be honest, that's kind of the major message I'm getting here about money. You guys, if you're applying to jobs, again, this is a bit of a lackluster message. Don't shoot the messenger. It won't always be sunshine and rainbows. You may get a job opportunity to travel, but if that's the case, some of you aren't going to take it because you're not in love with that option. So I like that in the sense that you're not just settling. You're not just taking anything they offer you. And I understand we don't always have the luxury to be choosy when times are tough. So some of you will choose to take it even though you're not in love with the opportunity. There's no loss there, right? It's going to add some money to your bank account. And then when you decide to travel to France next summer, you're going to have some money in the bank to do that, right? So don't look at it as a lost opportunity or I'm hearing the word miserable. Leo, you're being over dramatic again. Something about you may end up taking a job that you don't love, but again, you're not going to stay there very long. It's temporary. You're going to move on and find something else. And flat out, some of you, if you're at a job and you're applying, again, you may get offers, but it's not something you're willing to jump ship for. You're like, I'd rather stay. So that's sort of what I see with your money. Money looks just okay. Again, I'm sorry. I know you're hoping for gold there. You actually have some good cards, but it seems like you're planning for the future. That's really what I see here in February. So what do you need to move towards? Let's choose a new deck. Let's do this one. Why not? Possibly your Sagittarius. Mending something with a Sagittarius. Or possibly looking into careers involving healing, or it could be spiritual healing or physical healing, medical healing. Or this always comes up for you guys, something in like the restaurant industry or, bakery, cafe, ice cream stores. Yeah, something about like culinary type stuff that always comes up for my Leos. That's funny. All right, what does Leo need to go towards? Your happiness. What makes you happy? Do more of that. Can already feel resistance when I say that. And they're like, oh, whoever watching, go towards your happiness. Easy for you to say. What? Go towards your happiness. It's not that hard. Like, that made some of you like aggressive. I don't know why that is. It's probably just because you're feeling lackluster right now. I think because you know what would make you happy, but you can't get to it. So that in itself, it's like, you're going to have to wait it out. Like, it comes and goes in waves. It's not gone forever. But in the meantime, it's like, make good use of your time. The Ace of Pentacles. Some of you, there's some message about your pet or like an animal. I don't know, again, if maybe an animal passed and you're still really struggling with the emotions there. Or it could be that you have an animal who's like, I know this sounds silly, but it's like it's your best friend. It's your support system. Literally, it's like your emotional support system. Some of you may end up moving or changing your location, and you may end up having to take like a pay cut or something about your circumstance. It's fluctuating right now. But there's some message here about, but you got your animal, you got like your cat or your dog or your horse, and you're going to be able to bring that with you. And it's like, again, go towards what makes you happy. A lot of you pets and animals make you happy. So I don't know if you're going to volunteer at an animal shelter or you're going to buy a cat or there's something about animals for my Leos right now. It's very healing for them. It's good for your mental energy and your emotional well-being. that may be a job some of you are involved in, like emotion or pet therapy, where you bring like pets into hospitals or something like that. And working with children as well. Oh, this is so cute. I'm like getting emotional. So this is a bit of a heavy message, but it's actually beautiful. So some of my Leos at recently or at some point in time were pregnant, and the birth of your baby occurred just after a relative of some kind passed away. And there's some message here about you always say, oh, I just wish they could have met their grandson, or I just wish they, the baby could have met the grandfather or grandmother. I'm literally getting emotional, like thinking about this, Leo. There's some message that Spirit is asking me to relay to you. They see their grandchild every day. Like, again, spiritually, the energy is around. This would be someone you had a nice relationship with, right? I don't mean to make it creepy or weird, but there's like this really beautiful message of, no, like they saw, like they were there when it happened. Like, oh my God, I have to move away. I'm literally gonna start crying. Oh, that's so cute. But like, some of you know if that's your message or not. I like feel it. That's how tarot works for me. Like, I feel the emotions behind what the cards are telling me, and their energy is still around you, watching you raise this beautiful family. I'm getting a little emotional. All right, moving on. I don't know why that's coming up, but it might be a fire sign in your life. An Aries, Leo, Sag, or the child could have been a fire sign, or whoever passed. Again, I don't predict death, but that's such a beautiful message. Like, how can I not tell you that? Oh, it's so beautiful. Okay, moving on. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, you're ready for this, Leo? As I've been saying this entire time, you're not going anywhere in the month of February. Small travel around the neighborhood. Prepare, because there's going to be a huge opportunity for travel. Ain't gonna happen in February. Like, I can't lie to you. I don't see that happening in February. It's possible you're having conversations about it and planning it. I see that happening. But it's at a distance. You're going to have to wait a few weeks or a few months before you actually see that happening. And universe is saying, prepare for it. I literally actually see some of you moving long distance, like throwing shit in like a U-Haul and boxes, and there's stuff everywhere. Declutter. Downsize, Leo. But in the time being, I think the universe is saying, take care of your body, take care of your wellness and your health, and save your damn money. Because a lot of you, it's like you're barely rubbing two pennies together. Your financial situation could improve a lot more if you think of some sort of creative way to, increase your money flow. And again, meet with a financial advisor or have someone who you trust help to handle your money and sort out your spending. There might be a message there, too, that you're putting too much into substances, and I'm not a prude, smoke your weed, have your wine, whatever. But if you're putting hundreds of dollars into that a week, like, there's an issue there that Spirit is asking you to address, okay? You're literally in a champagne glass here, and you don't look happy about it either. So you may be working your way out of financial debt too. I see that. And it's saying don't get overwhelmed. Do it a piece at a time. Ace of Pentacles. Give yourself like a monthly goal, right? And continue to maintain that. Follow through. Aquarius is a fixed zodiac sign the same way Leo is. You guys are the maintainers. You're not the cardinal energy where you up and start something the way Leo is, right? You're kind of in the middle. You maintain. What else is a good word for it? I'm making it sound like you're boring. You're not at all. You take stuff and you take care of it, and you take good care of it, right? And then you're not Sagittarius. They are the mutable fire sign, right? They disperse. They break shit down so that we can start again, right? You're right smack in the middle, and that is such like a beautiful metaphor for what February is for you. You're in the middle of it. You will see movement, mutable signs, mutable energy later on, but I have to be honest, I don't see that happening in February. So Leo, that's what I got for you. A lot of you will be moving your home or your residence. I see a lot of evidence of that, but again, it's not happening now. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for joining me here today at the Intuitive Teacup. I will see you next week for lovey-dovey Valentine fun love tarot. So hopefully I'll see you then next Tuesday. Bye, Leo.